Hello my friends and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 challenge run. That's right, you heard correctly. We are doing a specific challenge run today where I'm going to be revisiting one of the most difficult runs that I've ever attempted to do that I rolled during one of my random videos. That challenge is the Sick with the Ghost Scepter. And this doesn't initially sound like it's going to be that bad, but the slow attack speed and weak damage of the Ghost Scepter really hold this character back because you need to be making consistent lifesteal with the Sick in order to overcome your inherent damaging, the inherent damage of the character. And you need to be clearing enemies quickly so that you can stay ahead of the damage curve, the incoming damage curve, because you're constantly taking damage. So this weapon has pretty weak synergy with the Sick, and ended up being a surprisingly difficult run. Now, in that run, I tried it twice, and both times I didn't find any source of piercing, and I speculated that one of the best ways to make this challenge run work would be to find piercing effects, sharp bullet, bandana, etc. And a few people in the comments said that they were able to win this run, but all of them said that they had indeed found piercing. So to double down on the challenge of this run, I will not be allowed to take any piercing, bouncing, or ricocheting shots if I find those items in the shop. Only Ghost Scepters as our weapon, and no piercing or bouncing. This should be an extremely difficult challenge, and it might take me a couple tries, as indeed I've put 2 tries into this one already without any success. So, you know, if you want to go watch that challenge and see sort of where I'm approaching this from, I believe the video title is This Impossible?, which gives you a sense of my mental state after trying this one. Let's jump in and see if we can overcome this incredibly difficult challenge run. We, of course, are going on Danger 5 with the Ghost Scepter. My plan here, I think, is I'm going to be going all in on offense, just completely and totally all in on attacking stats. I had to manually target down that tree, so that's a great start for us, actually. We were able to snipe the tree through all of those enemies. I was able to manually target down the tree. That being said, we still ended up with truly terrible income off the first wave, which you always will when playing the Ghost Scepter. Also note that we didn't kill 20 enemies, which is impossible when you're using the Ghost Scepter. You can never kill 20 enemies in the first wave, unless you're a character with like bonus attack speed or something like that, so you'll never get a stat off of it. I'm going to recycle the pencil. Of course, we don't need this. I wish we had gotten a good item here, but obviously we'll still take the 4 materials from this. My plan is to just go completely all in on offense in the early waves, because we get and skip like defense and skip economy, because we're going to get a lot of defense just from the fact that we have 25% lifesteal and the fact that we're gaining HP constantly. And we're going to get economy as well because we don't have to spend money on those 2 things. So my theory here is that I'm going to focus entirely on offense to try to maximize our HP income and make sure that our income is actually keeping up the wave. So I'm going to take 1 range damage here. That's what I was hoping to find. Attack speed would be even better, but range damage is good. I will still buy Tree, because Tree is just such an incredible item that you should always buy it when you get it early. Gentle Alien is a great find as well. More enemies means more HP when you're using ethereal weapons. And we did roll 3 Ghost Scepters, which is nice, and I will lock a 4th. I'm actually not... You can sometimes combine these to try to get more HP. If you combine 2 of these, Ghost Scepters and the other ethereal weapons need fewer kills per stat as you level them up. So a level 2 Ghost Scepter, I think, only needs to kill 18 enemies, but our wave clear is slow enough that I think that would hold our economy back if I reduce the number of weapons I had, so I'm going to focus on just maximizing our clear speed over maximizing our stat gain. So we again will not be getting an HP this wave, but hopefully we are able to have enough clear speed that we can make it through. Notice that we are still kind of struggling to maintain our health. There's just not enough enemies on the field for our lifesteal, and our weapons don't attack quickly enough. Having gotten 3 trees to spawn already is pretty good, though. That I feel good about. Here I'm just going to take attack speed. We definitely need that as well. We will pick up a Ghost Scepter and roll, and another Scepter. I will say I've gotten very lucky finding weapons here so far. So 5 with a 6th locked is excellent. I was kind of expecting 4 with a 5th locked, but even despite our weak income in the first couple waves, we were able to get 6 Scepters, which is really good to get online early. And of course, as we start leveling them up, they will start giving us HP sooner. Need to go pick up these materials. They're worth double as well because we got them while we had charges from the previous wave. It's the actual materials that drop that get doubled, not the next material you pick up. I do see some confusion about that sometimes. So I think we still haven't gotten any additional health from our scepters yet. Oh, bait is very interesting. We do want damage. I don't know if we have the damage and lifesteal to survive the lampreys. I think it's worth taking, though. And because I found +2 range damage, I'm pretty happy with that. Here, because I found these leveled upgrades, I'm probably just going to take armor. I know I said I wanted only offensive stats, but negative armor is really painful, so I am going to put some effort into repairing that. Let's buy all of these and then roll. Lock another scepter, that's great. I don't really need to increase my lifesteal, so I won't worry about a bat. Cyberball I don't think is going to be good. We want our scepters to be getting all the kills anyways, so we don't want non-weapon sources of damage regardless. But I'm feeling okay about this if we survive this bait wave. We do 15 damage per shot, which is pretty good at this point, so let's hope that we can survive here. We do have enough lifesteal that we can heal back up. Oh, really lucky that I got that dodge, by the way. And that dodge, because I just walked into a bunch of enemies over and over again. Bait, I guess, also did potentially cost me some health income from my scepters, because those enemies absorb several shots each, meaning we're killing fewer total enemies. But the 8% damage plus the income from the actual lampreys, I feel, was pretty worth it. So we ended up making a pretty reasonable income this wave. 114 for wave 4 is not terrible. Here, I'm just going to take more % damage. Like I said, we just want to boost our offensive stats early. I think that's the only thing I care about. I'm going to upgrade the Scepter. Is it worth -1 range damage to buy a Peaceful Bee? So this is fairly late start to harvesting. Harvesting is still nice, of course, but -1 range damage is pretty painful. We do want to build dodge eventually, but I'm going to kind of maybe wait on that a little. I think we won't buy Peaceful Bee here. Peaceful Bee is also twice as bad. The penalty is twice as bad for ranged characters as it is for melee characters because it costs you 1 of each type of damage, but ranged damage is twice as valuable as melee damage. It costs you twice as much to buy. So Peaceful Bee is often not worth buying on ranged characters, even when it would be excellent on similar melee characters. Buy another Ghost Scepter here. I think I probably will take the Baby Gecko. Yes, this is an item that's not contributing to our damage, but the economy boost from this I think will be pretty significant because we have a fairly long-ranged weapon and are often unable to move into groups of enemies, so I think this will give us a bunch of money. When it's this early, I think Baby Gecko is often worth picking up if you can get it in sort of a reasonable way. So here we go. I'm really trying to be very disciplined, though, and not spend on things that don't contribute to our wave clear. You can see we're already struggling a little to kill the chargers. They're just taking like 3 shots each. So I really need to be focused on boosting my damage again. And the fact that I'm not allowed to buy piercing or bouncing shots is going to make this much more of a struggle. All right, I'll take the bag for sure. I wish we'd gotten that earlier because we've actually found a lot of crates already. This bag would have been really paying for itself. And then here's an example of when I'm just going to focus on offense. I'm just going to take the 1 damage over the 6% speed. I do want the speed as well, but the damage is going to be better. I could take 1 armor. I think I'm going to do 1 reroll here and see if there's anything that we can get that will help more, and I'll take the attack speed here. I'm trying to click on the corner of these buttons because my mouse has been double clicking, so I'm trying not to place it over where the next screen would be, the purchase screen would be, so I don't accidentally buy an item. Hopefully I can get that fixed soon. But in the meantime, I'm just trying to play around it as best as possible. Just need like an hour to go in there and retension the spring, which is always a pain in the butt. Definitely buy another Gentle Alien. That's going to be more max health for us. And you can see I haven't had to spend on max health because we're starting to gain stats already. Like, we've already gained, what's that, 10 max health? Which is a lot at this point in the game. Very happy to pick up coffee and bait, so we should be able to clear the bait aliens, I think, and we've got more attack speed. I'm feeling like this is going okay. The real challenge is going to be these horde waves, which are probably more difficult for us than elite waves in many ways, because we are not going to have any piercing shots, so we won't have any AoE to deal with the hordes. Alright, so these lampreys, I'm clearing fairly quickly. They do a lot of damage to us every time they hit me, though, because I've got no armor. So I do still need to focus a little on armor just as a defensive stat, just to stop myself from getting one-shot. Ethereal weapons, of course, reduce your armor, which having negative armor is extremely painful, especially because we are building max HP, and armor is effectively a multiplier on your maximum HP. The way the math works out, in fact, every point of armor is worth exactly 6.66, etc. % of your max HP. So the more max HP you have, the better each point of armor is, and the more max HP you have, the worse each point of negative armor is. I'm going to take this mastery, or recycle this mastery, because we obviously don't want to reduce our range damage, just scaring you all there a little bit. And I will still take attack speed over armor, even though I do need to boost my armor, but I think it's more important that I boost my damage. Ugly Tooth is a really interesting one. This is a way that we can try to survive elites as well as the rib cages. I think it's probably worth picking this up. I'll need to repair my speed, ideally in the next wave or two, and this is a non-attacking item, but I think it's good enough against elites and bosses, which we may or may not be able to actually kill, that it's worth taking anyways. Scar would be okay for this character. We are a little late for it already, but I think wave 6 is still kind of a reasonable spot to pick it up. And do I want sunglasses? Is that a good multiplier to my damage? It would decrease my armor down to -4, but the damage boost is pretty nice. 10% crit is a significant increase to our damage chances. Ghost Scepters do get ×2 crit, so basically by buying 10% crit chance, I'm adding 10% damage to my Ghost Scepters, so it's effectively buying 2.5 damage on every on the level 2 Ghost Scepters. I think that is okay. So I think I am actually going to buy both of these, and we will again have to focus on move speed and armor shortly. But we can do okay for now. I'll still buy Coupon. It's too good an economy item to pass up on. And of course, coffee is excellent. I'm going to pass on the Schmoop. We don't need HP regen because we can never use it. And we don't need max HP because we're building that anyways. Feeling very slow with -4% speed. You wouldn't think it would be that noticeable, but it really, really is. On ethereal weapons, you always want to clear the eggs on this wave, because you don't want to waste shots on high health enemies. You want to kill multiple low health enemies to guarantee that you maximize your stat income from your ethereal weapons. Great to find these crates with no luck. I have to say, I feel like we've gotten slightly better than average rolls on number of trees that we've gotten and the number of crates that we've gotten from those trees. Which is, I'll take it, because we're playing an extremely difficult challenge. And I do think, I complain a lot when I get bad luck, too. Or I try not to complain too much when I get bad luck. But I do complain when I get bad luck. It's important to recognize when I get good luck as well. Whetstone, although we don't need a ton of lifesteal, it will still help. We won't turn it down, especially when it's in 4% lifesteal for 17 is an incredible bargain, so I'll take the Whetstone here. 2 range damage is great. I will take the Coupon and the coffee. Man, I really want these handcuffs, but I cannot afford to cap my max HP, right? I mean, it would be pretty funny to just decide that I'm capping my max HP at 80. If I lock this these handcuffs, if I lock the handcuffs and go one more wave, maybe 2 more waves, I could hold them through wave 9, and then we get to buy 8 ranged damage. That is pretty powerful, because 8 is so much flat range damage. I think it's probably still not worth it. I think we do need to be able to farm up to a pretty high HP total alongside a bunch of dodge and armor in order to survive the elite waves. Even with plus 8 range damage, I don't think we're going to be able to kill elites most of the time with this build. So I think I will pass on the handcuffs. That could be a mistake, but I'm pretty sure it makes the most sense to do it that way. Blindfold is great, extra crit chance, and we get to boost our dodge towards dodge cap. I think I will take the duct tape as well because I do need to boost my armor, and I'm not going to worry about luck on this build at all, so we'll just get our speed back to 0%. A little bit of spending again on non-damage things, but we also found 2 flat damage in the shop, so that helped, in our level up screen, so that helped a lot. Not buying luck and reducing our luck does have some anti-synergy with the scar that I bought, because luck affects the quality of your level ups, the level of items that you find in your level of boosts that you find when you level up are affected by luck. So reducing your luck means that every level that you gain is individually worth less on average, and so having spent some money on trying to increase the number of levels we gain and then reducing the average value of those is a little bit contradictory, right? That it's those two strategies pull against one another. I think it's still worth having done that. Okay, I really want to get this tree, but I don't think we're going to be able to get there in time. There were just too many enemies in the way. You can see our income is starting to really suffer at this point as well. I'm going to buy this 3 range damage, though, so we can try to keep up with killing stuff, and then here I'm going to reroll. And I'll probably just take 6% dodge. If we can get to dodge cap early, that does help. Maybe I should have rolled for more percent damage or something, but I think that's okay. Very happy to take Poisonous Tonic. We need both of these stats. Do I want... Yeah, I should just buy all this armor. If we can get back to 0 armor with 60% dodge, we're in much better shape. I am going to reroll here, lock another Ghost Scepter. Now that my flat range damage is reasonable and my attack speed and crit chance are actually quite good, I feel like I can invest a little more in non-offensive stats. So I am going to lock the Lost Duck and try to repair our luck a little bit. We should gain a lot of HP this level, assuming we survive, but with no piercing effects by Wave 9, it's not guaranteed that we'll survive Wave 9. This is definitely a challenging wave for ranged characters with no pierce. Especially because I have very poor movement speed as well, meaning that we are in a position where I'm going to take damage. Like, it would be very hard for me not to take damage this wave. And while we've got good healing, we are not going to be clearing out the enemies quickly enough to prevent that incoming damage. You can see the lack of pierce and everything is really starting to take its toll on this character. So far, I've been able to stay ahead just barely of the hordes, but we are going to start taking a couple hits nearer to the end of this wave, just as the groups get larger. There's 1 hit. I think I'll take like 2 more hits. It's nice that I was able to get some armor, so we didn't die there. But of course, now we're having to leave a lot of materials on the ground. I'll take the Garden, I think, because that will potentially keep us alive here. I'm going to take attack speed, and then I will upgrade my Scepter. I think I will buy all of these. Roll again. Stone Skin we're definitely not taking because we don't need more max HP anyways, but I will take the Shady Potion. That actually will give me enough luck that we can potentially get decent consumable healing as well. What I really need, but now that I've bought a bunch of non-damage things, I need to focus in on buying damage again. Much happier. I'm like feeling much less in danger of imminent destruction now that I have a much more healthy amount of armor, though. So that part is nice. But of course, you usually want to be making like 500 or 600 on Wave 9 in terms of material gain, and we got 300 and left 100 on the ground. So in terms of economy, we are way behind where you would want to be on a normal character. And you can see that we are really struggling here. It's possible that the gentle aliens are not... I mean, they're still a pretty efficient way just to buy damage, even though they are filling the screen with enemies that I can't kill because I don't have Pierce. The number of enemies on the screen is not helping the way that I would have liked it to, because we're not clearing enemies as quickly as they spawn. So having just more enemies on the screen, unlike for most characters, is a downside for this character. Cute Monkey, I would like the healing, but I just can't afford to reduce my range damage, but I will take 15% attack speed. That's very nice. Here we're going to reroll looking for flat damage, or do I want 7% crit or 2 flat damage? What I really want is percent damage, but I think I'll take the level 3 upgrade. Just going to be nice to boost those things by higher values. Take the Ghost Scepter. Tentacle's good, because this is going to be an additional way to heal, while also increasing my crit chance. Take the Luck. And I will then reduce my luck by buying some speed. Just getting speed positive is really important, I think. Roll here. Shackles are... Yeah, Shackles doesn't do anything for us. Crown doesn't do anything for us. A couple of fun items here. Once again, a dagger to the heart of the strange book lovers, as I roll past it again. Let me... reroll again. This is really painful. I think I have to take the mutation even though I lose speed because I just need damage, and I'm really worried about this next wave. So even though these rerolls are getting incredibly expensive, I just wanted to boost my power by anything that we could find before we get to the Horde wave, because there's going to be so many enemies and our clear speeds are really bad. Leather Vest I will still take because that's going to get me to dodge cap sooner, and also having positive armor would be better than having 0 armor. Only plus 1% move speed is going to make this a little harder. I'm trying to focus down the rib cages as they spawn so they can't get too fast. Because those guys, they gain movement speed. The longer they're on the field, the faster they get. And so you want to focus them down before they get fast enough that you can't stop them from hitting you. So I kind of dipped back in towards the enemies there to take that one out. Our damage, I think, is just not keeping up with the... Or our lifesteal is just not keeping up with the incoming damage at this point. As the enemies start despawning, we do get a little bit of a reprieve because the number of enemies on the field... All the enemies are behind us at the moment, so it's not as bad, but with no consumable healing, even despite the large amount of consumables I'm dropping, we are really struggling to keep up in HP. I did survive, but only made 260 that wave, so we're really, really falling behind in the economy curve. I'm probably just going to take 3 armor here, because we may have to transition at this point to just trying to build purely defensive. I don't think we're going to keep up with our outgoing damage, but we have 122 HP and 29% lifesteal, so we can play defensively for the rest of the game, I think, and still be in okay shape. For that reason, I'm going to pass on the duck, I think. Just, I'm rolling for defensive stats, although I'll still take damage when I can buy it profitably. Scope. So 2 flat damage is an okay amount of damage, but it does reduce my attack speed. Our attack speed's pretty good, though, so I think the scope might be worth buying. I think I'm going to pass on it, though. Scope is just an inefficient item overall, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'll buy the head injury, and I think I won't lock mutation, because while flat damage would be really nice, I would like to get my speed to at least like 10 or 15% so that we can dodge an elite a little more effectively. So the next things that we're looking for, other than just increases to damage, are increases to our maximum, increases to our dodge, increases to our armor, and I would still take increases to lifesteal, honestly. Lifesteal is still pretty nice for this character, even though we already have a ton. Just because we don't attack that fast, so we want basically every attack we make to lifesteal. This was one of the several random runs that I lost, and so I'll try to be revisiting all of those and trying to figure out ways to win them. Some of them might just not be possible, but this one I think is possible, and I really wanted to give it another go. Yeah, I'll take head injury. Do I want to spend 70 on 2 lifesteal? Probably not, I think. I'm just going to take the duct tape and then roll. And then silver bullet might be a way that I could potentially kill an elite. Is it worth even attempting to spend on that? It might be. I'm going to speculatively buy this. If we find a bunch more damage, then maybe we can make something happen there. And then we missed on a couple other things, so let's go to wave 13. I also have not found any weapon upgrades in a long time, and Scepters upgrade pretty well, so the ability to, if we could upgrade those, that would have helped a lot. We haven't, I will say, from an emotional perspective, it feels good that I haven't had to turn down a sharp bullet yet. I'm preparing myself for the incoming devastation. Lots of materials on the ground, but I'm going to try to make my way back through the middle and pick them up. This is a bad wave for us because the tentacles are have so much health, meaning that we're not gaining that much max HP because our damage per attack is still low. I'm not even going to try with that loot alien. There's just no way we kill it in time, I think. Just trying to focus on killing trees to get crates. Only 300 that wave, which is pretty bad. I'll take the lumberjack shirt. This will reduce the number of attacks we need to spend on trees. And of course, whetstone is going to be excellent. I'm going to recycle the incendiary turret. I guess we have 3 engineering. Actually, I'm going to take the incendiary turret. It's not going to steal kills from us because we're not killing everything anyways. And I think it will help with our wave clear a little bit. I could use the 3% lifesteal, but I think I can do better than that, just damage or some better defensive effect. Like, I'll take 6% dodge over the 3% lifesteal, because I really do want to hit dodge cap soon. Very happy to find adrenaline here. That will help a lot. And then I can buy both the Scepter and the lure. Do I even want lure? I don't know if I'm going to actually be able to kill the loot aliens. It's probably worth picking that up in case we manage to do that, and because it fits exactly, but again, steel yourselves for disappointment here, because we may just be leaving 2 loot aliens alive, and in which case I'll have wasted 100. Okay, I have to be over here ready to kill the summons as the incendiary turret breaks the summoners. Incendiary turret is just pretty high damage even with fairly low engineering, so it's going to be a reasonable way to help with our wave clear, even though we haven't invested in too much engineering. And like I said, it's not like we're killing everything anyways as it spawns, so we really don't have to worry about having our kills stolen. I still haven't seen one of the loot aliens. Oh, here's one right next to me, actually. I did some damage to it. I was hoping I could chase it back over towards the incendiary turret, but it looks like, and there's the other one, it looks like we're just going to have to leave both of those alive. Just too many enemies on the field, and I am not able to focus damage on them. So definitely a mistake to buy the lure there. I'm going to try to get back in the middle here and pick up at least some of the materials, though. Wow, what a bad wave. I'll take 3 range damage. We can maybe keep up with damage. Here we go. Okay, so I'm not allowed to take the bandana. Obviously, this would be the best pick, especially going into a horde wave, but we are not allowed. I'll take the tree and a leveled up scepter, and yes, armor, percent damage as well is going to be really good because we have pretty low percent damage, so I'll take all of these things, though that's only if we survive this next horde wave, which is not guaranteed. Trying to break the eggs when they hatch. Trying to kill the summoners before too many of them, or summons before too many of them stack up on the field. Dodge around the corner here. I really need to pick up like 10% more move speed, because right now we are too slow to dodge most enemies. So you can see I'm running into these big piles of enemies where I would have to, if we were slightly faster, we'd be able to pull them in a circle around and not have to take like that hit. I wouldn't have had to take. Luckily, with 60 or near 60% dodge, we're able to resist most incoming damage, and so at this point we're pretty much just a purely defensive build. Which is going to be a problem when we hit the elites, because this character, I don't think our healing and defenses... I was hoping I could get that tree, and I wanted to pick up materials. That's why I ran into the middle of all the enemies. I was hoping I could pick up... this character, I think, is going to struggle when we get to elites, because I don't think our defenses are really good enough to survive the elites. And of course, we're not going to be able to burst them down, but we will do our best to at least get some kills. And hey, we've got 69% damage, so in a way, aren't we winning already? Coupon, I think, will still pay for itself before the end of the game, so I'll take it. Let's buy all of these and roll. Upgraded Ghost Scepter, yeah, we'll still take that. 10% attack speed for minus 2% lifesteal. I just don't think this is worth spending 129 on, so I won't. Okay, I have to kill the buffing aliens as quickly as I can, because not only do they put me in danger as long as they're on the field because of they buff the enemies, but also the buffed enemies absorb more shots, which means fewer kills for my Ghost Scepters, which means less income. We do have 180 HP, but that is going to go a lot faster than it looks like it might. I don't think I'm going to be able to kill that loot alien, so I'm just going to run away, because there's too many high health enemies absorbing too many shots. Although if I can pull the big crowd through the incendiary turret, then that will get us maybe some kills. So I'm trying to do that, though there's a healer on the field as well. That little running guy with a bone in his mouth is a healer, which is undoing all the damage that our brave incendiary turret is attempting to do. If that wasn't happening, we actually would have cleared a lot more enemies. So that's a little unfortunate. I'll recycle the dynamite here. Upgrade my scepter and roll. Another scepter upgrade. Come on, the pumpkin. Obviously, we don't want tardigrade on sick because it'll get ticked off immediately. Do I want improved tools? So the attack speed is good. It will also increase the attack speed of my turret. But 168 for 10% attack speed, is that worth buying? I think not. I'm just going to pass and go to the next wave. Now the goal, I think, is just going to be to buy armor and dodge. We've already kind of made the money that we're going to make in this on this run, so we just have to make sure we survive. Having found that adrenaline helps a lot too. Obviously, we've got very high dodge, so the additional healing is going to come up frequently. Just running through all the enemies there. As you can see, the rib cages are starting to be really dangerous. The buffed rib cages, especially so, because they're faster, do more damage, and tank more damage before they die. So I am starting to take a lot of hits from those. We are taking basically deterministic damage from these. So the hope is just that my healing can and dodge can get us through. We just need to survive 5 more seconds. I'm not convinced that we're going to be able to. Take one more hit. Okay, so we made it just barely. I'm going to take 3% lifesteal, actually, because our healing was not keeping up there. Let's combine and upgrade our scepter. Buy more range damage. That's great. And roll. Lock a scepter. So I was expecting to die in that wave. That I should have mentioned, actually, that wave 16 is going to be one of the most punishing for us because of the buffed rib cages. We made it through, so that's one major or wave 17, excuse me. That's one major challenge dealt with. But can we make it through the first elite? A lot of this is going to depend on what elite it is. This is not a terrible elite to have rolled, because it's not going to put us under any... I'm not going to attack it at all. It's not going to put us under any pressure in the early wave, because it just kind of wanders around. Trying to kill as many of the brain bugs as I can. Later on, it's going to start putting attacks underneath us, which I'm going to have to dodge, but at least for the beginning of the wave, it doesn't pressure me at all. And then here, it's just going to come at me slowly. As you can see, basically because we weren't able to clear the buffing enemies quickly enough, basically every enemy on the field is going to have a buff by the end of this wave. And we're just going to be taking consistent hits. So that's why I wanted to invest even higher into lifesteal, so that we can try to tank through even the consistent damage that we're taking from the buffed enemies. Tried to break some trees at the end, but you can see our income is really starting to decrease as we are continuing to not actually kill anything. The buffs are making that extremely difficult. I will upgrade the Ghost Scepter. I probably won't buy community support because we're just not going to be killing stuff in wave 20, and losing 2 armor seems pretty bad. I guess it will probably give me about, I don't know, 20% attack speed. Is 20% attack speed worth 2 armor? I think it won't be, so I'm going to pass on community support. Yes, attack speed is good because it's good for our lifesteal, but yeah, let's try to hunt down the brain bugs here. See if we can avoid just getting completely dunked like we did last time. Okay, there's one up here. I will move happily through the big crowds. Really looking for... I need some move speed. That's the thing I need most of all, honestly. 2% more dodge to get us to dodge cap would not go amiss either, and any armor we get would be a huge bonus. But move speed, then armor, then dodge, then attack speed is kind of my... and then I guess lifesteal is kind of what I'm thinking in terms of priorities. Not that we're going to get a choice of many stats, because we have no money, but depending on what we see, that's what we will focus on. I'm going to recycle this. We're not going to kill the elites, or the bosses, so it just doesn't matter if we have more crit chance, and I will recycle this as well, I think. We don't need max HP or regen, so just reducing our healing is going to be bad. I'm going to reroll this. Yeah, we could buy some damage here, but I think I would just want defensive stats. So I'm going to roll again. I could take lifesteal, but I would really rather armor, dodge, or, yeah, move speed. This is what I was really hoping for, because that's going to make it so much easier to dodge the elites. I will take the whetstone here. I think that's a good defensive stat for us. I don't think I'm going to take Wandering Bot, because it doesn't really affect the bosses that much. Another bit of move speed I think will help a lot, and then I guess upgrading our Scepter will be the only way. Like, once I spend 37, there's not going to be anything I can buy anyways, so I'll combine Scepters, and then we can't reroll. So wish me luck with the bosses, and let's see if we can do it. Hitting them a couple times just because we have Ugly Tooth, so I want to slow them down. This is an especially difficult wave because there are so few enemies on the field, so we are less able to lifesteal consistently. We mostly have to be actually shooting a boss to be gaining lifesteal. And of course we have to survive for 90 seconds. Now that there's a few more enemies on the field, it's a little easier, but of course that also means that I have to dodge the attacks that the enemies are making, as well as the attacks that the bosses are making. Let's kill that buffing alien. I'm going to accept that. Having to dodge, I will go through there and pick up some consumables, trying to dodge all these attack patterns, dodge that one, attack all those chargers. Oops, I walked back into the big circle that the boss made there. Over here, grab this consumable, dodge, dodge, dodge. Trying to make my way back around without tanking too many hits and see if we can get a couple consumables. These circles are starting to get really bad, and the fact that I didn't find that much armor, so we're still taking 19 per hit every time I tank one of the boss's attacks, means that even our 235 HP does not go as far as you might think. Our very high dodge values are helping a lot because I'm tanking a lot of hits, but we are able to dodge a lot. And we only had to make it 1 more second. That was a lot closer than even than it looked, I think. We were only like 2 hits away from, or I guess like 4 hits away from death there, but 4 hits can come really fast against the bosses. But I'm very pleased with that, because This was an incredibly difficult challenge that I have failed twice already. In having run through a challenge run, including the rule that we weren't able to take the one item that would kind of solve the challenge run, I feel pretty good about that. Let's take a look at our items and just see how they all performed. Our coupons were great economy. Our bag, of course, 210. Just even with this garbage character that wasn't killing anything, bag just overperforms every time. I cannot say enough good things about bag, just an incredible item. I think the ugly tooth was actually very important for surviving a lot of those waves, so, you know, good job me buying it. Silver Bullet was a mistake. This lure was a mistake. Neither of those I should have bought. Adrenaline healed us 281, so an incredible find, I think, critical to our success there. A lot of that was probably in the last round. Tentacle also healed us 182. Which is going to be a lot of that was in the last 2 rounds as well, and part of what kept me alive. The luck ended up mattering a lot, because even though we didn't get any consumable healing, we were able to stay alive from that. And I feel pretty good about having bought all these speed items as well. So if you are looking to beat this very difficult challenge, I think this is the way to do it. You do want to avoid buying luxury items like Lure and Silver Bullet. That held me back. This Incendiary Turret also, I think, definitely paid for itself and was worth picking up, so happy with that decision as well. Alright, my friends, I hope you've enjoyed this challenge run video, and as always, if you have, of course, do feel free to leave a comment and like the video. Both of those things help a ton with the algorithm, and I really appreciate you taking the time to do that. And you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy games. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.